Good morning from Lake Placid. It is 44 degrees. It is 7:09. Expect light wind, and the skies are calm and comfortable. It will be dry with a gentle breeze today at a high of 67.
We're on the air. Yeah, I saw my breath outside coming over here. I
Oh, yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's 7:10, grab a bottle or a brew or two. Tim's got a wrench, and Ron's got a clue. One's fixing trucks, the other's hunting the truth. From the swamps to the stars, they're looking for proof. Bigfoot's out there, or maybe UFOs. The swamp cabbage man's where Ron's mind goes. Tim just laughs and shakes his head, says, Ron, you're crazy, go back to bed. Ron's got a moonshine still way back in the pines. He swears the drones watching all the time. Tim's rebuilding engines, keeping folks on the road, while Ron's deep in the swamp, tracking shadows and code. Whether it's tools or tales, they got you covered. Stories and legends discussed and discovered. Supporting local folks with a kind helping hand. Sharing laughs and adventures across this land. Bigfoot's out there, or maybe UFOs. The swamp cabbage man's where Ron's mind goes. Tim just laughs and shakes his head, says, Ron, you're crazy, let's fix that shit. It's the Beer for Breakfast morning show. Tim and Ron, your two favorite bros. Fixing fish and telling tall tales every weekday morning, they never fail. Full disclosure, Tim is not now. He's never been anywhere attached to the government. That is Ron trusts him, even though he doesn't like grits. Coming to you live and well from the Obscure Destination Studios in Lake Placid, Florida. As long as the feds didn't come get Ron in the drone strike last night.
Beer for Breakfast Morning Show is brought to you by Ground Up Remodeling. Tim will take care of your needs from the ground up. Truly one of the best in Lake Placid, and we wouldn't let anyone else work on our handyman or home improvement needs. Call Tim today. It called the Mandela Effect is available for your needs 7 days a week. Grandson Services, LLC. Garbage pickup. House appliances. Furniture removal. Yard debris. Estate cleanouts. Storage cleanouts. Sheds removal. Decks removal. Above-the-ground pools removal. Jacuzzi removal. Construction debris. Deliveries. Call them today. 786-865-1805 or 305-741-1240. Our goal is to make our beautiful Lake Placid a cleaner place. And remember, 100% satisfaction guaranteed or twice your trash back.
All right, we're here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear us now. I can see us now. See, I'm not hitting on all cylinders either. Good morning, Lake Placid. We're 3 minutes late, so
Well, I'll recap. I could see my breath coming here this morning.
it was cold. We're inside.
Yeah, there's actually heat in here.
Yeah, definitely heat. I think the heater core went out on my car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it's Florida, so I don't really care.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
But yeah, that heater wouldn't come on yesterday at all for nothing.
Huh.
And it's like I don't know, but
Check the water level.
Oh,
It
yeah.
might be low on antifreeze.
I could, but I shouldn't be. But I could. I will check it.
You'll have to actually put long pants on to go outside, though.
I didn't yesterday when he was changing that tire.
No? I saw you're all bundled up in your jacket, though.
Yeah, I had that leather jacket I got from you on there. I was my legs don't get as cold as my upper body does.
My whole body gets cold.
But yeah, I don't. You know, my dad always would wear those vest jackets. They were, you could zip the arm off of them. You know?
Yeah.
I hated those son of bitches. But he was like, well, you know, you got to keep your arms free when you're messing with the hay or you're messing with the cows or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, screw the cows and the hay. I am not going to sit here and freeze, let my arms get cold like that.
He was a tough old bird.
Yeah, he was. He was a tough something.
You like that bird tie in there for the bird?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you once in a while.
Yeah, sometimes you're 3 days ahead of me. And that ain't really saying a whole hell of a lot.
Well, that's like the Lake Placid newspaper. If you want to know what happened 2 days ago, read today's paper, because it's never like, we got to get this all in by midnight to make the paper tomorrow, like you saw in Mary Tyler Moore. That shit don't happen. They're 3 days late on everything.
Is it
They'll be saying it's winter weather in the freaking spring.
are they like a daily thing or is it a weekly thing?
I think it's daily. Yeah, because when they give you a free paper once in a while, they
Yeah.
toss it in the driveway,
Yeah.
and it's here every day.
Huh.
But the weekend one is just like the average paper used to be, a little bit thicker, a little more content. Nothing of any substance, of course.
Well, yeah, because they don't want you to know the truth. This is what's happening. I think everybody needs to know about this.
Santa's coming.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to I don't know how to explain it. Hold on a minute. It's not Santa's not coming. Well, Santa's coming. Santa loves us. We are Santa's children. No, we're Jesus' children.
We're Santa's helpers.
We're Santa's helpers. That's what we are. I get confused, man. You know, I try to.
I'm like the guy in the Elf movie.
To announce that we are collecting toys and gifts for kids and teens for the 20th annual Rudolph Roundup Holiday Toy Drive, dedicated to bringing joy and hope to over 1,500 children in the foster care system across Polk, Highlands, and Hardee counties. This beloved tradition has become a beacon of holiday cheer. Please feel free to drop off donations at C, 21 Lake and Land Realty, 124 East Interlake Boulevard in Lake Placid during regular business hours.
Oh, you said that perfectly.
I
Your
know.
voice has changed.
I know. I'm telling
You
you.
must have a cold. You sounded just like the girl next door.
I was trying to get it because I didn't know if it was just going to be me by myself. So now I'm all confused because I have all these things lined up on here.
Oh, good. I don't have to talk.
No, you really don't.
The whole world will appreciate me.
But there's so much that I had saved because I wanted to be on point.
Oh, hey, guess what?
What?
In 1976, the bicentennial year,
Yeah.
today, a famous movie was released. Rocky.
Was it
Yeah.
1976? I'm
That was a long damn time ago. It doesn't seem that long ago.
gonna blow your mind in a little bit, in a few minutes once this thing gets rolling. I'm gonna blow the shit out of your mind with something called the Mandela effect.
I heard that little blip that you mistakenly popped up there, and I was
Yeah.
thinking, what the hell is that? Another one of his crazy ideas.
No, it's worse than that. It's worse than that.
beyond your crazy ideas.
Yeah. You know, when you think of the Fruit of the Loom label,
Yeah.
you think of the fruit with the cornucopia.
Right.
Never had a cornucopia. Never had a cornucopia. When you think of Shaggy from Scooby Doo, you think of that little Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Never had an Adam's apple.
Really?
Curious George the monkey.
Yeah.
Never had a tail. But your mind takes you to the tail.
Right, because you think of a monkey with a tail.
It's called the Mandela effect because
You put things where you think they should be.
no, everybody, I mean, millions and millions and millions of people remember watching Nelson Mandela's funeral on the TV
Right.
in the 80s. And they remember him dying in prison in the 80s. That never happened. He was the president of Africa or wherever Nelson Mandela was from. He was the president of that country until he died in the 2000s.
Huh.
But people still remember, as clear as day,
They think he died in prison.
what they remember watching his funeral, and I seem to remember that too.
Huh.
Just like people remember Ed McMahon bringing the Publishers Clearinghouse check to your house. The big old check never happened.
No, on the commercials, they didn't even have him do it.
No.
He just talked.
The only time he was there was his face. But it's this big thing that people really believe that he worked for a different Publishers Clearinghouse company, not Publishers Clearinghouse, and he never showed up at the door. It was only his face on the thing, and it was never Publishers Clearinghouse. It's just these tricks that your mind plays on you, and it's called the Mandela effect. And there's so many of them. Like the guy on Jaws said, what is it?
So, in other words, when I think I'm good looking and charming, that's the Mandela effect.
No, for you it probably is. I don't let my head get that far down the rabbit hole. But anyway, I have a segment that's ready for that because I'm really interested in it, and I saved some other things here too. But I got to remember where the hell I saved them because I don't. I'm not the most organized son gun in the world. Squirrel again. I got to change that. I got to
get rid of that squirrel.
I got to do something. I got to shoot that squirrel. Yeah, there are some things that I do want to. God,
we'll just relocate him.
Yeah, really, relocate him. Yeah, if I hurt that squirrel. Morris came back. The yellow kitty. He was here yesterday.
Oh, I saw the big white fluffy one running down the street yesterday. So he's still cooking. He must live across the street.
Well,
near your favorite boat guy.
Oh yeah, the boat guy. So you know what DEI is, right?
Is that something to do with drunk driving?
No, it's diversity, inclusion, DIE. I'm sorry, no, DEI. Diversity, equality, and inclusion, or some of that shit, right? So I want to talk about some of that stuff because this is what this is something that Walmart has going on, and the show ain't always funny because sometimes we got to talk about serious stuff, even if it goes against everything we believe.
People are going to start to think we know.
Well, when we are smart enough to research, we kind of do, kind of.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
The world's largest retailer says it's rolling back some of its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies.
That's what it means, diversity, equity, and inclusion. What it means, basically, is they used to say that if you go into Home Depot, you better wait for if you need help, you better wait. It might take you all day, but you need to find the white straight guy because he's the only one that knows what the hell he's doing because they hired everybody else because they fit a certain checkbox.
All right.
And I believe that that's true. Well, it's true because Walmart's backing out of it. But there's this one guy, I forgot his name, but they'll talk about it here. But he made, he went after Tractor Supply for it, made them stop. He made John Deere stop. He went after all of them because he said, it's not safe.
You're passing up a worker that's qualified.
Not only that,
like a woman or a black guy or an Oriental or whatever.
Right.
You need one in your crowd.
Right, and it's not safe for the people. When I go into a hardware store and I need a drill, or let's say my wife, and I need a 3/4 inch drill, and she sells me whatever half-inch drill, and then all this, and she's going back and forth, and it's not safe for what tools she might be needing herself. And then she's getting advice from someone that doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
They just happen to fill that box. So I thought this was interesting. I thought we could discuss it.
Walmart, which employs more than 1.5 million Americans, joins a list of major corporations revising DEI initiatives. The company saying every decision comes from a place of wanting to foster a sense of belonging, to open doors to opportunities for all our associates, customers, and suppliers.
This is the single largest employer in the United States. We are talking about a company that is worth almost $1 trillion on its own.
Robbie Starr.
Well, the Robbie Starbucks is named, but that's not even the only thing. Guess what?
$1 trillion?
Yeah.
Fuck.
There are Walmarts in America now that you have to be part of the Walmart club. You have to pay.
Like Sam's Club.
You have to pay. Well, Walmart is Sam's Club.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to pay a monthly fee to use the self-checkouts.
So I don't want to use the self-checkout.
For you to use the self-checkouts, you got to pay.
They ought to be paying me to use it.
Or something. I don't have a problem using it because I like to pack my own groceries.
I hate that stupid shit.
But now they're charging you just
to make it more
because
quick for you.
It's what we let them get away with, and that's what it is. The same reason that the tires jumped up 300% during COVID, batteries jumped up at 100% during COVID.
Oh yeah,
because it's all what we let them get away with. We let them do it because we just let them.
Yeah, I just put $400 in batteries in the car and the truck,
and
a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever, it would have been $100 for maybe one.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that part next.
Buck, a political commentator and anti-DEI activist, celebrated the development. He's previously pressured companies, including Lowe's and John Deere, to change their policies.
We were able to have frank conversations with Walmart. And as I've said for a long time, I don't ask companies to take on my political views. I am simply advocating for corporate neutrality.
Walmart says many of the changes to its DEI programs were already planned and not a result of conversations with Starbucks. The company is pledging to better monitor third-party marketplace items to make sure they don't feature sexual and transgender products aimed at minors. Walmart says it will also review its funding to Pride events and will end racial equity training programs for staff. GLAD, an LGBTQ advocacy group, has said we cannot let fear and fringe anti-LGBTQ activists dilute the work that has been done in the name of visibility, acceptance, and opportunity.
Companies need to listen to our movement. We are powerful and growing every single day. We will not stop until we have eliminated wokeness in corporate America.
All right, so I'm not saying woke is good or bad. I just think it's stupid. Woke shouldn't have. I don't want. Look, man, I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're handicapped or anything
Or old or
old.
young.
You do the job better than the guy before you, I'm gonna hire you.
Exactly.
You don't. I have to get the most amount out of my money. Whatever, I have to get the most amount out of what I pay you.
You would
get
think
back.
an employer would feel that way, not just hire you
But
because
it's
you're
because-
a woman or
It's because we overpay for all their products and we're just giving them all that money.
giving them the power
If
to
they-
make dumb
If
decisions.
they right, I mean, they don't pay Walmart employees jack,
No.
and they know that they can keep them there. And almost, I don't know about this town, but in Clewiston, almost everybody there is on probation because you have to have a job to get them. And so that way, Walmart knows if they hire someone on probation, the person can't quit. It's almost like
Forced labor.
indentured servitude. It's almost like being paid barely for being a slave because you can't quit.
Yeah. If you
'Cause
don't
if you
show
don't-
up, you go to jail.
Right. If you don't, yeah. And you're not going to talk a whole lot of trash because, they don't call your
Go to
probation
jail.
officer and there you go. And you don't, so it's just
That's how little punk ass managers get away with working you through your lunch hour
That-
and stuff.
that you're absolutely right.
It's like, oh, by the way, don't bother clocking in, but we need that big pallet moved out back and put up on the shelf today.
That's exactly what they do. And it's insanity. You shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to kiss anybody's ass to keep your job.
Just do your job.
And if you don't like your coworker, then you should be able to say, stay the hell away from me. This is a big building.
Right.
And if not, then y'all go out back and handle that shit like grown ass men. Everybody ain't gonna get along, and not everybody's gonna like everybody. Hell, I don't hardly like anybody. I don't think a whole lot of people like me, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, as long as you're good with it.
And that way we don't have to deal with the drama. And I don't like drama.
No, drama sucks.
Drama's for bitches. Not women. I don't mean women when I say bitches. So don't get that shit sorted.
Drama's for the TV shows.
Right.
Drama's
Drama's
say
for the
drama at the beginning. That's all I want to say, right? And I can change that channel.
I don't want any.
I don't need it in my life.
I sure as hell don't need it in my life. So you know who Daniel Perry is? You might not. Well, Daniel Perry. He's a former Marine who was in New York on a subway, and this Michael Jackson impersonator who was high on no telling what drugs was walking around saying, "I'll kill everybody. I'm not scared to go back to jail." Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
He threw him in a headlock, and a bunch of other people helped him hold this guy down, but the guy died.
Right.
So everybody else is free if they testify against this guy, and
he was just protecting
other people. Right. So anyway, this is how that's going. It went to the jury yesterday.
Recklessly killing Jordan Neely. Over the course of the trial, prosecutors called a total of 35 witnesses, including one of their key witnesses, medical examiner Dr. Cynthia Harris, who testified that Penny's chokehold did indeed kill Neely. Harris told jurors there was, quote, sufficient and consistent enough pressure during the restraint to kill Neely, adding that there was unanimous consensus on her team after reviewing this video of the ordeal.
The thing is that there was other doctors in there that said, look, this guy made it all the way to the hospital still alive.
Right.
He had sickle cell anemia, which led partially to his death. He was ate up with drugs, all in his system, which contributed to his death.
Right.
Hey, man, blame the
do-gooder.
Blame whoever stopped putting these people in mental institutions. Stop blaming everybody else except. And I didn't make this guy crazy. I didn't.
You didn't give him his drugs.
I didn't have right. I didn't. Then all this guy did was try to save people that were in the.
Yeah, if he's running around saying he's going to kill everybody, what do? You take him out.
And if you're on the train, you're damn right you take him out. So anyway, this is the.
So to be a good guy, you're going to jail.
Yeah, and this is in New York, so he's probably going to go to prison for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah, they're tough up there.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, Penny's defense team has argued to jurors their client had no time to de-escalate the situation and acted to protect others. They offered up other ways Neely could have died using a hired expert witness, and you can see Penny right there on your screen now arriving. So that hired.
This was that was right before, but this is the people. This is how horrible the New York City people are, man. Where do I have that? Right here. That's them just yelling, guilty. Because that's what they demand. They demand because and he's the only white guy. The other guy's
right.
So now you've got this guy who just.
That feeds back into the Walmart scenario.
This really does. It goes back to now they're gonna have. He's just a Marine that was trying to do his thing to protect the people next to him.
That's what he was trained to do.
That's exactly right. That was his job, and you know, they're saying, well, he should have known the proper way to put someone in a chokehold as not to kill them. Because he was a Marine. Listen, they don't teach you how not to kill people in the Marine Corps.
They teach you to kill them.
I don't know how things work today. But in the 80s, when you went to boot camp in the Marine Corps, the last thing they taught you was how not to kill somebody. They wanted you to.
They didn't give you a feather duster and say tickle them to death until he stops doing
No,
something.
they didn't. So I think that they're just going after him.
They gave you a weapon and said knock him out.
They're going after him because he's a white dude. And so now you know who Sarah Boone is, right?
Debbie Boone's cousin.
Well, she's worse than that.
I think we talked about her before.
Yeah, we did.
Is she the one who killed her husband in a suitcase?
Yes, that's I like to call her Samsonite Sarah because it was literally Samsonite luggage.
That was a damn small freaking suitcase to be jamming a full-grown man in.
Well, he wasn't full grown. He was only like 5'2" and 106 pounds.
Oh, he's a little wimpy.
Yeah, he was one of them. Well, he was a jockey or something. He'd come over here from Honduras.
He looked like a dick. I saw a picture of him on the news.
He used to beat the shit out of her, so he was a dick. I mean, and she was no
angel either.
She was no angel. Don't get me wrong. She was no angel, but she
threw him in a suitcase and bonked him with a freaking.
Yeah, I don't know how, but she was lighter than him. They were both horrible alcoholics, both of them.
Yeah, they were freaking drunk off their ass playing hide and go seek.
But you believe that shit? Two grown ass people playing, doing puzzles, and doing art projects, and then playing hide and seek at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't give a shit how drunk you get me. I'm gonna be like, baby, I didn't like that shit when I was like
6.
I didn't like it then. I don't believe that. I think that she got him drunk and kind of let him fall towards that thing and put him in there.
Maybe half passed out and shoved him in a suitcase.
And then rolled him down the stairs. But I like to watch those live streams on YouTube like this one. And they'll be talking about her and I'll say, I could have fixed her. I could have fixed her. I could have fixed her. That bitch is low ass crazy. Anyway, she ranted. She ranted like a crazy woman yesterday because she was found guilty. They sentenced her to life without parole.
Oh shit!
And she could have done 10 years. She had a plea deal.
Yeah.
And she could have been out in 10 years because she's already served 4. She's just an egomaniac. She's a narcissist and she's nuts. But here's her little rant. And here you go.
Contributor of my goal to social media with its greed, insensitivity, deception, obvious exploitation, and advantageous gain from my criminal case as a whole, and for sentencing me by anticipation as a result of ignorance and hate, conjured and fabricated by the organized crime that is social media.
That's people like us that
they have an opinion.
That have an opinion on her being a fucking nutcase, excuse my language. And it's not fair to I know a lot of people with mental illnesses, and I don't know any. Yeah, but I don't know any people with a mental illness that are violent or dangerous.
Not enough to kill people.
Her problem goes beyond a mental illness. Her problem goes to she's a self-centered, spoiled little bitch who was an alcoholic, and all she did was drink. She was drinking 1.75s, I think they said, of wine all day long, every day. Why? I didn't know the wine came. I guess it comes in boxes now. So, I mean, shit. Yeah. But all her and her boyfriend were doing was sit there and drink this cheap-ass wine all day long. And then after a while, they'd get into a fight. Look, you give me cheap-ass wine after a certain amount of time.
I'd fight you just for giving it to me.
I'm telling you.
Which condemned me in the court of global public opinion since the beginning. My family law case is the new prey waiting to be picked apart and pillaged from me being made infamous by social media and my criminal case. It simply seems I cannot forgive and be forgiven and move forward. Social media has made me a pariah. It has caused great oppression and undeniable disadvantages, especially by broadcasting and manipulating my cases online. In my criminal case, as a result, my opportunities to be given a fair, proper, and uninfluenced, successful conclusion was heavily depleted and poisoned. I forgive them. Also, all of the media tycoons for not having a life of their own, trying.
She's mad. She is mad. This woman is mad.
She's mad at everybody.
She's mad because
she killed her husband.
Well, right now, today, there are people making hundreds of dollars an hour playing what I'm playing right now. Except we're not monetized. That's why we need advertisers. But they're playing it, and all of their people are watching. And that's probably why we're not getting a whole lot of people today, because they're all watching this shit right now. Everyone's watching this whole, because everyone's got something to say about Sarah Boone. I do. I just think that I think that there were 2 toxic people in an alcoholic relationship. I had a video that I made of a dog doing something with a suitcase, and I said, "Oh, I finally found it, Sarah Boone's dog," and everybody got mad at me. And he said, "You don't have a heart." And I'm like, they were both drunks, and he abused her.
A fucking joke.
Hey, look, he beat her up, she beat him up. He stabbed her in the thigh with a steak knife, wouldn't let her go get medical attention.
What a fun guy.
Oh man, what a fun family.
Yeah. I want to go to Thanksgiving dinner at their house.
I'm telling you.
So desperately to make themselves seem so right by making me appear so wrong. Forgiveness for prejudgment, ridiculous theatrics, lies, making and taking blood money from my and others' misfortunes, accidents, and catastrophes. It's all over their hands and their keyboards.
This woman is so batshit crazy. And again, I don't mean crazy like mental illness crazy.
Like Looney Tunes.
I mean, she has convinced herself that she is the victim, and that's not any victim that I've ever seen. I've seen some crazy stuff, but
yeah, if she's getting her ass whooped by her old man, why don't she just leave?
So
not like they had the perfect life in a mansion they had to support. You
know?
No, really, living in a fucking garage.
Well, it was government housing.
There you go, living better than we are.
Have you heard? You know that Biden pardoned his son yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him. If he was my kid, if it wasn't for murder, I would pardon my kid too. Hell, I'd go to prison for my kid if I could stop him.
This is my theory. I think before Biden leaves office, that he's going to pardon Trump on that paying off that dancing girl or whatever she was, porn star, because that's going to make him look like he didn't have a grudge against him and has a heart. And it's like, because, I mean, Trump, what he does with his money is his business, in my opinion. He put the freaking dollar figure if it was under entertainment.
Well,
that's his company, not mine. Up any way you want.
It's not that. I think that's not. I don't. There's certain things they can't pardon for. I think they can only pardon for federal crimes and shit like that. I don't think they can pardon for.
Isn't that supposed to be some federal thing he's up against?
They've already dropped almost all of those. But
yeah.
Where his problem is now is they're trying to say that he overpriced his properties to get a loan. But
that's on the bank. They gave him the money.
And he had a due diligence. He had a cover letter said, he goes, I think it's worth this much. Do your due diligence.
Right. And he also paid it back with interest.
Early.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
And that's what the bank said. The bank said, but now they've made it where he can't even do business in New York for a decade or so.
That's ridiculous.
It's all stupid. But here's what they were all saying. You know who? You ever watch Morning Joe?
No.
You're a smart man. You're a smart man, Tim. I'm not going to openly say that he killed his secretary and rolled her up in a rug and took her out and then decided he didn't want to be a senator anymore. But I'm just going to say some funky shit happened to his secretary. She ended up being found in his office rug somewhere.
Huh.
And he quit being a congressman or whatever he was, and now he's on the talk show with his new woman.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, well, gosh darn it.
I wonder if they talk about it.
I don't know, but the internet won't let him forget it. I'll tell you that much.
It's funny how the whole world gets involved in someone's personal issues.
Well, if you're on national TV, but anyway, here's how they were talking. Now, this same woman had this huge crush on Trump forever until he became a Republican, which he's still not a Republican. You people are out of your minds. But
he's a Trump.
Yeah, he's a Trump. He's a Trumpican. Anyway, this is Mia from June, 5 months ago, and yesterday. This is Mika Zelensky or whatever her last name is. You'd think I'd like her more because she's Russian.
The President of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. President Biden has issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter.
Yes,
the current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. President Biden has issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter.
So that means now he has no respect for
services.
He has his own hands.
Right. But again, like I say, but he's going to pardon a lot of people that shouldn't be pardoned. But again, it's his business. He can pardon.
Diddy? Is he going to let him out?
I don't know, but I saw this meme.
That son bitch is in some trouble.
Oh man, he's in some trouble. But I saw this meme the other day that said P. Diddy was just moved to Suicide Watch, and then they said, "Oh, we've seen this show before." Epstein.
Yeah.
They put Epstein in it.
It's like, how do you all of a sudden get a rope?
Yeah. So if P. Diddy ought to be like, if I'm dying, I didn't die myself,
Right.
But I mean,
blame my wife.
He's really he's got He's got problems, man. He's got some trafficking problems. And I don't mean drug trafficking.
People trafficking.
I mean, he's got drug charges like he drugged that little boy behind the bushes. He's because
a whole different drug.
Yeah, he's. They say that he groomed Justin Bieber. They say that he groomed all these young boys. That comic Cat Williams, who's funny as shit, but I don't like him, but he's just funny. But he said that years ago they offered him $25,000 or $25 million to let him screw him in the ass, so he could get up there with them.
Hey, 25 million is better than 20 bucks.
He told them to go F off, but he said, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
I don't know, 25 mil.
Yeah, but really, I can.
I don't have to kiss and tell.
But
my bank account might tell, but I'll just say it's a lie.
But they say that's how they were doing it up there. And there's that video of him beating that woman half to death in the elevator.
Oh, was that him that did
Yeah.
that? I thought that was some football guy.
No, that was him. A football guy did it too.
Oh.
But he grabbed her by her hair and pulled her back into the room. She's trying to leave. He grabs her by her hair and pulls her back into the room, man.
It's like, I'm done with you, bitch. Get over here.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, there is no telling what these people are doing. Hollywood is different.
They get money and it goes right to their head and they think they're above anything.
They sure do. Well,
anything.
Look at that Mr. Beast. He was the biggest YouTuber in the world. And he's still one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And there have been, in the last 6 months, there have been sex scandals, crime scandals, fraud scandals, all surrounding him. Because hey, look, man, this guy, here's what these people will do. They'll get a YouTube channel about the size of mine, right? Then they'll walk into Cowboy Tacos down the road. And they'll say, how much will it cost me for a taco, a Coke, and sides or whatever, right? And they'll say $10. In a different world, it's actually probably about 20.
Right, in our world.
But then he'll say, okay, give me 30 of them because I'm going to go feed these homeless people down here. And he's filming all of this. And so now Cowboy Taco, for example, knows that he's going to put it on his huge YouTube channel. So they go, I'll tell you what, since you're going to feed the homeless, we'll give you these meals for free. All right, well, that guy's getting paid. Right. That guy's getting paid because people are going to view that video. He's getting reimbursed for that. He's getting tons of money for that. He's getting more money.
He's making money.
He's getting more money for that video, for the first day of that video, than those people are going to make this week in their whole taco shop. And he knows that, but the taco guy doesn't want to get a bad name on his YouTube channel. It's blackmail.
Right.
It's pure and simple blackmail. That's why I don't get involved in all that madness. Anyway, I want you to see this because this is more of the Hunter Biden thing and how great of a president Biden is.
Kash Patel. And Kash Patel, of course, is a person who infamously said he was going to jail reporters and journalists and news people who did not go along with the 2020 election conspiracy theory. It's not even because he's an ideologue. It's because he seems, according to this piece and everything we've seen, singularly focused on exacting revenge on people who did not carry through on.
You got to understand, first of all, who Kash Patel is. Kash Patel was a defense attorney, which means that he was a public defender. So, which means that if you were arrested and didn't have any money, which is like most people in reality, then he was the guy that was appointed to help you. Well, he did such a good job that the other law firms were trying to get him to quit being a public defender so they would go to him. I mean, so he could go to their firm and make big money. He wouldn't do that. But then he started deciding that he wanted to investigate government waste and government fraud. And that's why you'll notice all of a sudden, Kash Patel has been around for at least 10 years before anyone ever heard Trump's name when it came to politics. Kash Patel's been in this for a long time. Now, all of a sudden,
he's in trouble.
Pay attention to everyone that's scared to death of Patel. And we'll talk about Pete Hegseth next. Pete Hegseth. I don't like him either.
Donald Trump's threats of retribution. And again, we will be playing the clip in a minute where he promises to arrest journalists and reporters and news people who refused to go along with the 2020 stop the steal conspiracy theories.
Kash Patel, perceived by many to be deeply dangerous because he has indeed, as you note, no qualifications for this job. Many of Trump's former aides said as much 4 years ago. But Patel, I'm told, and I'm talking to people in the orbit the last couple of days, there is no ideology. There's no agenda here other than retribution. Patel's one defining characteristic is that he is simply loyal to Donald Trump.
Kash Patel is not just controversial among media outlets. He's not just controversial among Republican senators.
He's controversial against everyone that is a liar and a thief. He's controversial. You know why they went after Matt Gaetz? They went after Matt Gaetz because people wanted a tour of the White House, and Matt Gaetz walked over to him and said, "This door here, he made $75 million off of one tax trade right before COVID. This guy, he made $10 million right before the last time we sent money to the Zelensky in Ukraine." That's why. And so Matt Gaetz showed all their names, and so that's why they said, "Oh, we got to find these charges against Matt Gaetz."
Him up somehow.
And they
throw him in jail.
And everyone says, well, Matt Gaetz isn't the hero they say he is because he dropped out. Well, you don't know how many times they threatened his ass life either, you know, right. Or his family. You know, politics is a dirty monkey. Oh. I mean, it's dirty. Anyway, I like Kash Patel.
Backstabbing father rapers.
Child rapers. Daddy rapers. Sorry, that was a flashback to Thanksgiving. Arlo Guthrie.
He is controversial inside Trump's own orbit. If somebody threatens the Constitution, if somebody threatens the First Amendment, if somebody threatens the basic Bill of Rights, it does not matter whether you have to say no to one of those or two of those or three of those. You know, the founders did not write that the Senate had the advise and consent power for maybe 1.5 dangerous elections. So got that for as many as you need. And by the way, this is not just uniformly vote no against everybody that Donald Trump puts up. I think everybody agrees that Marco Rubio, though not a Democrat selection, certainly is within the framework of somebody who could be Secretary of State, who knows the issues, who works with people on both sides, who may be an effective Secretary of State. Same thing with the Treasury Director. But not this. Play it again.
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.
Yeah, and we're putting you on notice. This is not only bad for the men and women who run the FBI. This is not only bad for the rule of law. This is not only bad for the First Amendment. This is not only bad for the United States of America. This is bad for Donald Trump. This is bad for the Trump administration. This is not going to end well. So I think the best case scenario for everybody is that Kash Patel and this talk of Kash Patel ends like the Matt Gaetz nomination ended, because this will not go well for anybody. And I still believe there will be 4 Republican senators who will not vote.
They will not vote for him because they know the same thing that Joe Scarborough knows. They're dirty. And see, I'm pretty sure I read a tweet from Kash Patel that pondered whatever happened to Joe Scarborough's secretary. And you know that has to scare the shit out of Joe Scarborough and his little Russian wife, Mika. Her father was some big Russian diplomat, big way up. These ties all go together, right?
Diplomatic community.
Right, and
they could pin it on him, and it doesn't matter.
You know what really should scare you? All right, let's say you know how much it costs. I'm sure you know how much it costs to run a TV ad, national TV ad.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's
millions.
Yeah, for just one run. I mean,
right.
All right, so let's say that you see this commercial for a drug company, and they're selling you this one pill that only 2% of the public has. All right, so they're never going to make their money back off of selling that drug. So why are they paying for this advertising?
Right.
Well, because they can't walk into the network and go, here's $75 billion.
Right.
They have to run those fake ads that don't matter. They're never. So that's just basically them paying. It's all laundered money. It's just like Hunter Biden's cocaine art.
Right.
For God's sakes, he gets in trouble for smoking crack and storing cocaine, and he's out there with a straw blowing on shit to make a painting, getting $750,000 a painting for it. I'm an artist.
He's got a lot of practice with a straw.
I'm an artist. I probably can get $5 for something I draw.
But you got to do cocaine and use a straw to draw it.
I don't know. If I did cocaine, I'd probably come up with some weird acid. If I did acid, well, that would be some good drawings. I always wanted to try that. I didn't have the guts.
Yeah, I'm not.
I had a friend
to confirm somebody who says he's going to throw judges in jail. He's going to throw bureaucrats in jail. He's going to throw reporters in jail who did not go along with a 2020 Stop the Steal conspiracy theory. And by the way, just got word the Wall Street Journal did write about this.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that.
They don't like it.
No.
That's the problem. They don't like it. So now they're going to rag on this guy.
Right.
Dig up every skeleton in his closet.
And they're going to have a hard time because the only thing that's skeleton in Cash's closet is he likes money. He's honest and he's scary. And if he says, I'm coming after you,
you best plan
he's coming after you. And they know it. And they know that they've done nothing but lie.
And they're running scared.
And I'm telling you, if you think that the Democrats want something to happen to Trump, if Trump doesn't pardon all of those January 6 people, everybody that voted for him is going to want something to happen to Trump. He's between a rock and a hard place right now.
True.
Now, Toni, my wife, says, hey, they shouldn't have done that to the January 6th. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have went into the Capitol.
No, they shouldn't have destroyed the building and all that.
They shouldn't have. But the only person that got hurt there was the girl that went into the building who the cop shot. The cop shot her in the neck. She wasn't armed. Nobody there was armed that day.
Right.
Shot her in the neck. Well, some say in the neck, some say in the chest. The stuff I saw looked like it was in the neck. And this is a cop that had been reprimanded, left his gun in the bathroom a couple times. You know, just go to take a leak and then just puts his gun down. I take a leak 100 times a day, and I never take my gun out of my pants unless I need it. And that's only when I'm being outside and there might be a water moccasin or something out there.
You just take your pea shooter out.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, you can do some crazy shit with one of these little guns these days.
Yeah, they got some power.
I got a friend. I've got that quarter here. I've got a friend that makes his own slingshots. Over here, he's a boat captain over in the coast. He keeps saying, let's go fishing. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't going. I tried the Navy for 4 years. Are you kidding me? He goes, no, it's not that bad. It's in the Gulf. I'm like, no.
I don't do boats.
I'm not going on Lake Okeechobee. It's too big like an ocean. I stay in the canals. But anyway.
Yeah, if I could see both shores, I'm happy.
He took that quarter and threw it up. And with the ball bearing, he hit that quarter so hard that it almost made that quarter in half. I watched him do it.
Wow.
I took that quarter, handed it to him. He shot it. I watched it with, my eyes, but it hit the ground. And I said, son of a bitch, he hit it. Huh. He said, you can try it. I said, well, you have to give me a bird shot.
Give me a shotgun. You might have a bird.
You tape it to a tree, paint it red, and give me a shotgun. I'll hit that son of a bitch. But there's this crazy stuff going on.
I'm good with a rifle like that.
In long distances, I can too. Anything within 100 feet, I can't see it. I mean, I've told you that before, but people think I'm joking. Well, I'll get to that. I'll be right there at Marissa at the Family Dollar. She's cool. She got a new motorcycle. You know who Marissa is?
Maybe to see her.
She's not fat. She's just kind of a big girl.
The husky one. Huh?
Yeah, with curly hair.
Yeah.
And she used to ride that scooter. That scooter hauled ass, by the way.
Yeah.
She went and got a nice little motorcycle. I don't know what it doesn't. I don't think it's a Harley, but it kind of dressed out like one. It's got a lot of chrome on it, and an olive drab tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anyway, I'll be like, I need a lighter. She's like, it's like 200 of them right there. And I'm like, where? I can't. She basically takes my hand right here. Dumbass. There it is. I'm like, oh.
What color do you want? I'll get it for you.
Man, I went to buy a lighter yesterday, and the cheapy shit lighters were $1.70.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to the world, but
well, a pack of cigarettes used to be 25 cents. Now they're $10.
Well, and I want to remind you that this is Trash Talking Tuesday, and he doesn't know it, and he's not paying for it. But we really like the guy at Grandsons LLC. He's a Lake Placid, I think maybe even a Sebring company, but check him out.
Is available for your needs 7 days a week. Grandsons Services LLC. Garbage pickup. House appliances. Furniture removal. Yard debris. Estate cleanouts. Storage cleanouts. Sheds removal. Decks removal. Above the ground pools removal. Jacuzzi removal. Construction debris. Deliveries. Call them today. 786-865-1805 or 305-741-1240. Our goal is to make our beautiful Lake Placid a cleaner place. And remember, 100% satisfaction guaranteed or twice your trash back.
I can vouch for that. He picked up some yard debris in my backyard, and I bitched he missed one. So he brought me 2 loads and dumped them.
Yeah, I think this is a great guy. I don't know.
He looks like an honest guy. You can tell just to look at somebody.
Yeah, he does look like a nice guy. He escaped Cuba and came over here. He escaped communism. I guess him and his grandmother. He posts a lot of pictures of them both. He looks like an honest, upstanding guy. So
with a green card,
I don't think you have to have those if you're Cuban feet on the ground.
Oh yeah, dry foot thing.
So I was here yesterday, and I spilled a whole glass of tea on my lap and on my chair and on my floor. So right now I'm kind of halfway sitting in wet,
little leftover tea
and booze, because I like my tea like my Long Island iced teas. But so anyway, this guy's really good. If you,
I think I saw his truck going down the road a couple days
ago.
Yeah,
he seems to be a straight up guy. I've never heard a bad word about him. And
have you ever seen his truck?
I don't think so.
Because I saw a red, white, and blue truck, and I glanced at it on the highway, and I thought it said the name of his company.
Yes, Grandsons LLC.
Right.
But they pick up trash, and he's got a lot of pride in the community, and he looks like a nice guy. He looks like I hire him.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had money. But he seems like a great guy.
Yeah, we certainly have enough things he could pick up.
Oh, we do. I'm a collector, man. I'll hold on to anything for 10 months. That drives my poor wife crazy.
Oh yeah, me too. I get in my trailer looking for something, and I find stuff I've had in there for 7, 8 years. I'm like, oh man, I didn't know I had this.
Well, that's how Chicken Lady got her whole thing remodeled. Didn't cost her nothing.
Right.
Is this saving stuff?
Right. She had a countertop, and she had some 2x. And
what's her daughter's name that does that stuff so we can look for her? Do you know?
Chelsea. Oh, the name of her company is something sweet. Well, she's a little blonde, cute girl. Probably the youngest one there.
But she makes special cookies and cakes and candies, or
yeah, she makes like brownies and not the good kind of brownies, but the chocolate brownies. And she makes cupcakes and candies. She went to college for that, and she gave up a good paying job to do this for herself when she had her son, who is a cute little son of a gun.
Well, sometimes they say if you do what you love, then you'll actually finally sooner or later it'll make more money than you ever dreamed of.
Yeah, her husband was telling me that what she was making working and having to get a babysitter for the baby during the day, she's making more money working like 2 to 3 days on these, like she'll go to the downtown flea market thing, set up a table and sell stuff. She'll sell $600-700 worth of product in about 3 hours.
And that's good. And see that.
And she makes it all, and she's got it all labeled and packaged nice. It even tells you the ingredients. It's very professional.
I'm getting back into the walking cane business. I make self-defense walking canes. That
I love that one you gave me.
Yeah, that was a nice one. But but the way that things are going, you don't know if you're going to have any money come Friday these days. So we're trying to get back into that. Tony's going to start marketing Jethro Vittles.
Jethro Vittles.
Yeah, because everybody makes fun of us because we cook our own dog food, but then they always want it. So Tony said, "Well, if everybody wants it, I mean, I had to."
Hell, I'll buy it just for me. Fucking dog eats better than I do.
He does eat good. I'm telling you, sometimes when we make it, we scoop out a little bit for us and have lunch the same way that we cook the dog's food.
Oh, speaking of food, I saw on the news yesterday that they were saying your turkey, the turkey you saved from Thanksgiving on Thursday, you should not keep more than 3 days. And yesterday was the third day.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit left, not a ton. And I took a drumstick and just enough to make a turkey on bread with gravy. I figure I can live through one plate without dying.
I don't know.
I'm going to eat it today. That'll be my dinner.
I don't pay no attention to that shit.
But I tossed it. Now I know a guy who will not eat a leftover, even if it's like he made that dinner at 5 o'clock and at 8 o'clock he wants something to eat. He won't eat it because it's leftovers.
When we were kids,
he'll throw it away.
When we were kids, corn didn't have an expiration date on it. Yeah. You ate it if it was still in the can and the can wasn't popped open. You ate that shit. If it was popped a little bit, then that means you got boxes.
That corn grew outside.
Well, yeah, but I mean, same thing with beans, and same thing with Tony loves corned beef hash.
Me too.
I don't even look at it. I had a friend in Lewiston. She had a date shroud on this. I'm throwing it away. Throw it away over at my house. I'll get that shit. I'm not too proud to take advantage of you for being a dumbass.
Right?
And you just gotta think with your head.
People throw more away. We're a wasteful nation. We throw stuff away that's perfectly good.
And the only reason they put expiration dates on it is so you will throw away the food and go replace it in every 30 days.
It's supply and demand.
That's right. It is. It's hey man.
Tell you, this can of beer is only good for 90 days. If you don't drink it in 90 days, you're gonna have to throw it out and buy another case of beer.
I've never had beer stay in my house 90 days, so I've never had to worry about that.
Well, I'll be honest with you, with not feeling good, I had a case of beer. This is still that same case of beer, and it's 4 days old.
Wow.
Now it's probably past its expiration date, but we will not die.
No, I don't think so. I think beer's like whiskey. I don't know. Now I've had some skunk beer before.
Oh yeah.
I've had some beer that will mess up your stomach. I don't and I mean mess it up. Something awful. And you taste it as soon as you taste it,
Yeah. My buddy and I were drinking up in New York, and it was wintertime. And we both had hot rod cars, and we're parked out at the grocery store we worked at. At the end of the night, we'd go out there and smoke a twisty and have a few beers. Well, we already had set the alarm, so we didn't want to unset it to go get more beer because that would show up.
Right.
And we drank all the beer we had, and I said, shit. I said, we're having such a good time. I wish we had some more beer. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. In the back of the Chevelle, I got some beer. Well, he gets back there, and it's in a clear bottle like a Miller would be. And he says, it's frozen and thawed a few times. And I go, that won't hurt it none. Pop the top. It won't fizz. I'm like, that's got to be good. I took 2 sips. Oh, my God. I was sick, hurling it out the door. So then I drank the rest of it when I was done.
that awesome lady that lived behind me, her name is Mary. She was a black lady that would call me wrong. She would say, wrong, come to the fence. And I'd be like, all right. She'd always be nice. So what you and Tony doing today? I'm like, what do you want, Mary? Well, what do you got? I felt like a little drug dealer. I'm like, well, we got pecan pie, peach pie, and
you're a sweet stealer.
And Tony made pumpkin pie. She'll say, yeah, that's good. What do you got to drink over there, wrong? And I said, okay. But we would go to ABC and I would buy her coconut rum. They had peach rum. They had all these rums that were just wild flavors.
I don't like coconut.
I didn't either, but she did. And so I always knew that when she came to the fence and asked me for something or when she yelled for me,
she wants something.
She'd either cook something for us or she wanted something that we had that she knew.
She smelled it cooking
or something.
I smell apple pie. What's wrong?
I would say, Mary, what? I thought she was building a hog pen one time, and I said, look, I said, Mary, if you build a hog pen this close to my house, me and you gonna have problems. She goes, hog pen? What the hell I look like? I said, somebody that's building a hog pen. She said, I ain't got my husband out here building no hog pen. I said, all right. And her daughter's over there laughing. Her daughter's got all these gold teeth. I mean, now listen, her daughter called me and said, hey, Ron, I'm moving in with Mama for a little while. Will you put up my stripper pole? I said, I don't want to touch that stripper pole, Sally. I don't want to touch it.
I don't have enough sterilizer.
I don't want to touch that stripper pole. Get your daddy to do it. Just tell him it's a clothesline that hangs upside down or something. I don't know.
It's a vertical clothesline.
She was so funny though. But what they did was they planted heads of cabbage.
To keep the rabbits and shit out.
They put a big pen of 10 up. So I went up there one day and I had a golf club. And there was a head of cabbage that big. And I'm smacking it. And I hear her yell at the door, Ron, climb your crazy, lazy ass over the fence and get you one if you want one. I said, my fat ass ain't climbing over no fences. I said, not in 20 years. Huh? She said, you want me to go in there and get her? I said, no, just shut up. I'll get the head of it in a minute. I'm over there. She was
beat that into submission.
She was the funniest lady. She knew that me and Toni really didn't do traditional Thanksgivings because it was just me and her. And she brought us Thanksgiving, and I'm talking every year, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
More work?
The whole deal. Wow. I mean,
nice neighbor.
Oh yeah, and this is a South Florida, born and bred black woman in her 60s. Brother, she knew how to cook that food, man. And it was always the things you love the most: collard greens, black-eyed peas, ham hocks floating all in them.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say pickled pig's feet for dessert.
Oh no, we don't know. Oh, I've got a picture.
Do you like them?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you just eat nasty old fat shit that's been soaked in
that. How dare you even say such things?
Oh, I tried one time. I was like,
no, man.
That's like boiled peanuts. That's a big.
Oh, don't even. Jesus Christ.
I hate boiled peanuts. They taste like mush.
No, they don't.
They're terrible. People make a living off them, though.
Let me see. My picture should pop up here in a minute. No, that's one of mine. Oh, look at that. That's from
That's a good
breakfast. That's from 2017. It's 2 sausages, eggs, and a bush. There you go. That's me from 2015 holding the thing of pig's feet and the Beck's beer. You see the painting? Remember the painting? It's in there.
Well, you have more money than you're buying good beer.
I was buying Beck's in the bottle. Yeah. Yeah. It's called a title of that picture, Breakfast of Champions, and it's a bottle of Beck's and a thing of Hormel pig's feet. But see, that's the same painting that's behind the couch right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We did it, man.
Wow, you got some eggs?
Yeah, well, we had it.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah. This is a lot of people can't see. I hope they can see the other shit that I'm doing. But yeah, we did a lot of this crazy. I'll eat. I like that. I like pig's feet.
Is there a food you don't like?
Not really. Not really. But I was raised country. I mean,
you eat what's in front of you.
We always would, when we would go fishing, we would carry a jar of pig's feet, Vienna sausages.
I like the Vienna.
Now, Toni, you put sardines or smoked clams in front of her, or smoked oysters.
I'd eat that.
She'll whoop you. I won't. She'll whoop you for those. That to me is fish bait. But see, there's a whole thing that we didn't get to today, which is a thing that we'll get to tomorrow. But I'm going to play this, and then me and him are going to call it that morning.
Yeah, because I have a doctor's appointment. Turdy and Sebring.
And that's soon. So have a good day. Thanks for playing, and come back tomorrow.
Peace out.
It's 7:10. Grab a bottle or a brew or two. Tim's got a wrench. Ron's got a clue. One's fixing trucks. The other's hunting the truth. From the swamps to the stars, they're looking for proof. Bigfoot's out there, or maybe UFOs. The swamp cabbage man's where Ron's mind goes. Tim just laughs and shakes his head. Says, Ron, you're crazy, go back to bed. Ron's got a moonshine still way back in the pines. He swears the drones
I'm gonna find that
timeline. Tim's rebuilding engines, keeping folks on the road. While Ron's deep in the swamp, tracking shadows and code. Whether it's tools or tales, they got you covered. Stories and legends discussed and discovered. Supporting local folks with a kind of helping hand. Sharing laughs and adventures across this land. Bigfoot's out there, or maybe UFOs. The swamp cabbage man's where Ron's mind goes. Tim just laughs and shakes his head. Says, Ron, you're crazy, let's fix that shit. He's the beer for breakfast morning show. Tim and Ron, your two favorite bros. Fixing fish and telling tall tales every weekday morning, they never fail. Full disclosure, Tim is not now. He's never been anyway attached to the government. That is Ron trusts him even though he doesn't like grits. Coming to you live and well from the Obscure Destination Studios in Lake Placid, Florida. As long as the feds didn't come get Ron and control the strike last night.
Beer for Breakfast Morning Show is brought to you by Ground Up Remodeling. Tim will take care of your needs from the ground up. Truly one of the best in Lake Placid, and we wouldn't let anyone else work on our handyman or home improvement needs. Call Tim today.